Yes, wonderful friends, welcome. Daily, what we have to remind ourselves is what we are doing is not what we are doing, but we are made to do by the kind, compassionate Lord, the Ishvara. He has a lot for Him to achieve for us and also for Him. Therefore, He is making us do this everyday most divine activity of studying Upanishads, recognizing its preciousness, divinity, value. As our Purushartha, every day we have to do the strongest sankalpa that we will do, we will do it continuously and we will do it continuously more and more effectively and we will not give up. This is how the divine grace which comes onto us, we again utilize it for the continuation of this divine grace. And what we are doing is study of Upanishad Shastras throughout the day, which are maybe very slowly but steadily opening up the vision, the understanding about what exactly the whole world is, what we are, what is the goal to be achieved, etc. So it appears to be little other than what we used to do earlier or all others are doing. Certainly it is other than, but not only that, it is other than what is done by others, but it is any day higher than, greater than, nobler than all that. Rather, if we deeply understand what is said by Shastra, all what is done by others or we earlier was only binding. This is the thing which we are doing, which is liberating. Therefore, any date is nobler, any date is sacred. We are blessed with it. Don't look here and there. Look at the Lord, look at the Shastras, look within with the help of the Shastras. That's it. May we be committed that way, continuous. So here we are, friends, like every day. Today too, to study the Shwethashwathara Upanishad, fourth chapter, a very beautiful, sublime topic of how to look at everything as the Paramatma alone. That very deep knowledge is being indicated to us in these shlokas 9, 10, 11, etc. of the fourth chapter. Let us see how much intensely, deeply we will ponder over it and grasp it and digest it and make it our own and change our lifestyle, life, and vision according to this. Before that, our Veda Parayana, common sense thought, also our Mangalacharana Shloka, Sankalpa, as well as our Upanishad Mantra Ucharana. Then we go for our Upanishadic Adhyayana. Right? Veda mantra is Rigveda Ashtama Mandala from 22nd Anuvaka. Take it out. Enjoy the chanting. Yourself also please chant. Then only it becomes a practice. Practicing the chanting makes the chanting perfect. Non practicing will never make us perfect. So simple it is. Right. Om Athaveda Rugvedah Ashtama Dvavimshatitama Anuvakadarabhya Om Tyamahva Arata Madhyadam Sishtamutaye Yamashvina Suhava Rudravartani Asuryaya Itastatuho Purvayusham Suhavam Puruspruham Ujjum Vadeshu Purvyam Sachanavantam Sumate Vissobhare Vidvesha समनेहसम् इहत्या पुरुभूतमा देवा नमोभिरश्विना अर्वाचीना स्ववसे करामहे गन्तारा दाशुषो गृहम् युवो रथस्य परिचक्रमे यत ईर्मान्यद्वामिषण्यति अस्मा अच्छा सुमतिर्वां शुभस्पति आधेनुरिव धावतो रतो यो वां त्रिबन्धुरो हिरण्याभिरशुराभिषुरश्विना परिद्या वा पृथिवी भूषति श्रुतस्तेन नासत्यागतम् दशस्यन्तामनवे पूर्व्यं दिवि यवं वृकेण कर्षतः तावामद्य सुमतिभिः शुभस्पति अश्विना प्रस्तुवीमहि उपनो वाजिनीव सूयातमृतस्य पतिभिः येभिस्तृक्षिं वृषणा त्रासदस्य वं महे क्षत्राय जिन्वतः अयं वामद्रिभिः सुतः सोमो नरा वृषण्वसो आयातं सोमपीतये पिबतं दाशुषो गृहे आहिरुहतमश्विना रथे कोशे हिरण्यये वृषण्वसु युञ्जातां पीवरीरिषः याभिः पक्तमवथो याभिरद्रिगुं याभिर्बभ्रुं विजोषसम् ताभिर्नो मक्षूतूयमश्विनागतं विसज्यतं यदातुरम् यदध्रिगावो अध्रिगु इदाचिदह्नो अश्विना हवा महे वयं गीर्भिर्विपन्यवः ताभिरायातं वृषणोपमेहवं विश्वप्सुं विश्ववार्यम् इशामं हिष्टा पुरुभूतमानरायाभिः क्रिविं वा वृदुस्ताभिरागतम् ताविदाचिदहानां तावश्विना वन्दमाना उभब्रुवे ताउ नमोभिरीमहे ताविद्दोषा ता उषसि शुभस्वतीता यामन् रुद्रवर्त्यनि मानो मर्ताय रिभवे वाजिनीवसु परो रुद्रावतीख्यतम् आसुज्ञाय सुज्ञं प्रातारथेनाश्विना वा सक्षणीं हुवे पिते वसो भरे मनोजवसा वृषणा मदच्युतामक्षुङ्गमाभिरोतिभिः आरात्ताच्छिद्भूतमस्मे अवसे पूर्वेभिः पुरुभोजसा आनो अश्वावदश्विना वर्तिर्यासिष्टं मधुपातमानरा गोमद्दस्रा हिरण्यवद शुभ्रावर्गं सुवीर्यं सुष्टु वार्यमनादृष्टं रक्षस्विना अस्मिन्नावा मायाने वाजिनीव सुविश्वा वामनि धीमहि 23rd ईडिष्वाहि पृथिव्यं यजस्व जातवेदसं चरिष्णुधूममुग्रभीतशोचिषं दामानं विश्वचर्षणेऽग्निं विश्वमनो गिरां हुतस्तुषे विपर्धसोरथानाम् येषामा बाधरुग्मिय इवः वृक्षश्च निग्रभे भुवविदा वह्निर्विन्दते वसु उदस्य शोचिरस्ताद्दिदियुषो व्यजरं तपुर्जम्भस्य सुद्युतो गणश्रियः उदुतिष्ठस्वध्वरस्तवानो देव्या कृपा अवेक्ष्या वासा बृहता शुशुक्वनिः अग्ने याहि सुषस्तिभिर्हव्या जुह्वान आनुषक यथा दोतो बभूत हव्यवाहनः अग्निं वह पूर्व्यं हुवे होतारं चर्षणीनां तमया वाचा गृणेतमुवस्तुषे यज्ञे विरद्भुतक्रतुं यं कृपासूदयन्तयित मित्रं न जने सुदितं मृतावने मृतावानमृताय वो यज्ञस्य साधनं गिरा उभो एनं जुजुषुर्नमनस्पदे अच्छानो अङ्गिरस्तमं यज्ञासोऽयन्तु संयदः होतायो अस्ति विक्ष्वाय शस्तमः अग्ने तवत्ये अजरेन्धानासो बृहच्छभाः अश्वा इव वृषणस्तविषीयवः सत्त्वं न ऊर्जाम्बदेरयिन्द्रास्वसुवीर्यं प्रावनस्तोके धनये समत्स्वः यद्वा उविष्पति चितः सुप्रीतो मनुषो विशे विश्वेदग्निः प्रतिरक्षांसि सेदते सृष्ट्यग्नेन वस्य मे स्तोमस्य वीरविश्पदे निमायिनस्तपुषा रक्षसोदः न तस्य मायया च न रिपुरीशितमर्त्यः यो अग्नये ददाश हव्यदातिभिः व्यश्वप्स्वावसुविदमुक्षन्युरप्रीणादृशिः महोरायेथमुत्वा समिधीमहि उशना काव्यस्त्वानि होतारमसादयद आयजिन्त्वा मनवे जातवेदसम् विश्वे हि त्वा सजोषसो देवासो दूतमक्षद सृष्टिदेव प्रथमो यज्ञियो भुवः इमं घा वीरो अमृतं दोतं कृण्वीतमर्त्यः पावकं कृष्णवर्तनिधिं विहाय तं हुवेम यतः सृचः सुवासं शुक्रशोचिषम् विशामग्निमजरं रत्नमीड्यं यो अस्मै हव्यदातिभिराहुतिं मर्तो विदधतो पूरिपोषं स धत्ते वीरवद्यशः प्रथमं जातवेदसमग्निं यज्ञेषु पूर्व्यं प्रतिसुग्रेति नमसा हविष्मदे आभिर्विधेमाग्नये ज्येष्ठाभिर्व्यश्ववतो मंहिष्ठाभिर्मतिभिः शुक्रशोचिषे नूनमर्च विहाय से स्तोमेभिः स्तूरयूपवत वृषे वैयश्वदम्यायाग्नये अतिथिं मानुषाणां सूनुं वनस्पतीनां विप्रा अग्निमवसे प्रत्नमीडते महो विश्वागम् अभिशतोऽभि हव्यानि मानुषा अग्ने निषत्सि समसादिबर्हिषि वंस्वानो वार्या पूर्वं स्वराय पुरुस्पृहा स्पृहः सुवीर्यस्य प्रजावतो यशस्वदः त्वं वरो सुषाम्नेऽग्ने जनाय चोदय सदा वसो रातिं यविष्टशश्वते त्वं हि सुक्रतूरसि त्वन्नो गोमतीरिषः महोरायः सातिमग्ने अपावृधे अग्ने त्वं यशा अस्या मित्रावरुणावः ऋतावाना सम्राजा भूतदक्षसा ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Friends, we have chanted hundreds of stotras, then all the suktams, all Upanishads. With Bhashyam, we have to do the Chandogya Adi. Then, while doing the classes, we have done entire chanting of Bhagavad Mahapuran, also Valmiki Ramayana, also Adhyatma Ramayana, also Tulasi Ramayana, and also so many of the other chantings we went on doing for long, long time. So it was a great joy. That's what is putting us on the track. In continuation of that only, we have taken up the chanting of these Rigveda, Atharana Veda mantras. Yajurveda, it was done for the youth class. For 1 year, we have done all that. So Rigveda up to 7th mandala also done there, or 6th mandala. Therefore, we took up here from 7th mandala. And also in the next class at 11:30, we do the Atharva Veda Parayana. So somebody should do it, no? So the Lord has given us that sacred job. Then you and I who are regularly doing it, we can see how we are becoming familiar with those mantra ucharana to begin with. Thereafter, Lord's blessings will help us in having that interest even to understand the meaning of these mantras. Then Directly we are knowing the meaning of the Veda mantras is equivalent to we are understanding the Vedas is equivalent to we are understanding what is the Rushi Jnana, Rushi Anubhuti, Devata Jnana means the knowledge that Lord has bestowed. This is how we are blessed and guided. Let us take that way and be regular in chanting along with. Right. Friends, after Vedic chanting, the common sense thought today, precisely one or two or three things we see. First one is let us start now looking at our age, looking at our past. So far, blessings we are receiving continuously from our gurus and the Lord. Do these three things. One is s- stop yielding to anything else. Never yield anymore to any of the temptations. The temptations are the grosser than the grossest too, the subtler than the subtlest, but all of them are other than our Supreme Paramatma, the goal. Anything other than Paramatma is unreal, and the temptation is the one which drowns us, which binds us. Therefore, that deep commitment not to get yielding to any of the temptations. Think about it. I will no more yield to any of the things that are around me or being projected in my mind for enjoyment or desires. No yielding to them. That dignity, that nobility, that being spiritual, we have to achieve. Of course, with the very subtle process of Viveka and Vairagya, that this is how all of us get bound. This is how all of us forget our essential nature. This is how we all become the Dukhi Samsari. Today, in our Shwethashwathara Upanishad, that will be hinted also. Same thing will be hinted. So, never yielding is our conviction, our conscious effort or attempt. Yeah, if it's required, we are going to take it up for our survival, seva, etc. If not, we are so conscious that let the objects be around us widely, freely spread, looking at them like the children, let the sense organs demand. Again, let the mind also imagine, project the pseudo happiness gained from them, yet with the intellectual alertness, very conscious I become and do not yield to any of those temptations. That's all. The snake path, not the ladder path of going up. In that snake and ladder game, the ladder path is going up, snake is always brings us down. So that's not the taking up higher path, it's bringing us lower. Remember, 2000 times we have seen this thought, or even more. Yielding every time to the temptation is intensifying again the reality given to the Mithya Jagat. Intensifying again our tadatmya with the upadis. Intensifying again our jivatva jiva bhava. Intensifying again our thickness of ignorance regarding ourselves. Every yielding, every involvement. Isn't it like a diabetic patient? Every sweet taken, even if it's a micro, it is adding to the sugar level in the blood, isn't it? And causing the harm. Vital parts of the sharira, it troubles. So too, every pinch of salt taken adds to the blood pressure of the BP patient. If you see like that, we all are the samsara rogi. Every of our involvement with the samsaric vastus aggravates our samsara bhava roga. intensifies it, extends it, deepens it. Is it not contradiction that a person wants to be healthy, free from sugar and BP, that is again consuming the sweets and all of that? You and I, if we want to be freed from bhava samsara and get moksha, how can we be contradictory to our own chosen goal? So this knowing it called as viveka. This being alert is called sadhana. This forgetting this knowledge is called moha. मोह में क्या होता है? The goal that I have to be healthy is forgotten. Therefore, the thing not to be done, consuming of sugar and the salts, is done. Think same way. The goal is forgotten, and the samsara, which we want to get out of it, again we involve in it. That's the moha. So at that spur of moment, the temptation comes, we yield to it, then we do the thing, whatever the samsaric sambandhi bhoga. So at that time we are defeated. Not only in the present we are defeated and could not do the sadhana, but that particular involvement intensifies the vasana, weakens our purushartha. And vasana means the pressure of the enemies, isn't it? We have to be so conscious, careful. Like the most example is the ever delicate position of India, isn't it? Such a funniest is our misfortune for whatever reasons. All our around country are all enemies only. Little with America you do here and there, they say we will give all the weaponry to Pakistan. Little with China we try to be strong, they send all the F-35 fighters to Pakistan to strengthen them. India's diplomacy has to be so delicate, it has to be very intelligent, that it has to be strong at one side, other side, it has to see that the enemies are not displeased with us. And all this nonsense happens because of the immaturity of all the countries. What is immaturity? The Rajya Kanksha. Everyone wants to overpower others. Everybody wants to become top in the world. When you do the best, you obviously automatically become top. That is the natural way. But to become the top, you do the worst. You know, of playing with the countries, their economy, their people. That's the worst. The whole world leaders are immature like that because they are giants in politics, but they are zero in spirituality. They are zero regarding the humanity, the true evolution, the real joy content where it is available. All these things they do not know. Therefore, I am President of America, so I have to see that my country is on top so that I am again and again elected by the people. That type of nonsense they are in, therefore, they don't want countries to grow. All other small countries, they have many ways to suppress. But to suppress India, which is so much in human resources, population, education, intelligence, goodness, so they try every means. So we are so always in that Shurasya Dhara position. And we can't neglect, we can't take it lightly. Pakistan is supplied by China with all the missiles. What we should do? We can't say that China wale dummy hote hain, China wale, they send to Pakistan because they want to check their things there. Even it may be true, but we cannot afford to become weak. We have to also equally strengthen ourselves from within and without. Here also example वो दिया है कि yield not, that's it. Then we become weaker. That maturity has to come to us out of viveka vairagya. That all this is what I was doing so far in million lives and these lives, that's made me stagnate at this level or pulled me down, never allowed me to evolve like the great saints, great Mahatmas, who are my what do you call goal, who are my inspiration, isn't it? वहाँ मैं क्यों नहीं जा रहा हूँ? Because every time yielded, whether it is small or bigger, first conquer the smaller ones, then the bigger ones, grosser ones, then the subtler ones. Never yield is the first slogan. है ना? The time consumed, the energy consumed, all of that. First point is that never yield to temptations. Second one is equally strong is never compromise with the sadhanas to be done. Positive side. When that side we have done our best, here also never compromise with the sadhanas to be done. So they are already prescribed. See, for every goal that's to be reached, the path is already indicated. If our goal is Paramatma Prapti, the path is very clearly indicated. That's what is said every day. But we have to spend the time to digest all aspects of the sadhana. And among them, depending on where do we stand in our evolutionary ladder, what are our sadhanas, we have to become clear about them. And then never compromise with them. The compromise happens again. Some of the tamoguna, some of the weaknesses, some of the fears or sense of difficulty in doing them, comparing with others. Others are not doing any sadhana, but they are more richer than me. They are more famous in the world than me. They are enjoying the life more than me. I am on the name of spirituality coming to the class every day and he tells something to do to oblige him. I do this or that, but nothing is happening. Therefore, just start giving up one by one thing and then again go back to the old ruts. This is how the people's mind works and defeats them, especially to those who don't have the pure Guru Bhakti, Guru Sharanagati. Those who have Guru Bhakti, Guru Sharanagati, they don't allow the mind to think so much negative, which is all negative. Because they say, my Guru told me to do, I do it. That's it. By surrendering to the Guru and his words, we conquer our own terrible mind. That's the most important faida benefit of surrendering to someone, isn't it? Otherwise, we yield to the mind. Mind has its own vasanas, its own earlier experiences. हमेशा उसका पलड़ा भारी है ना? Therefore, defeats. That's the difference between the Hindus and the other religions. Other religions, how much ever not so great they teach, but they fanatically teach to their children कि कुछ भी हो जाए तुम इसको एक्सेप्ट करो. उनका मुल्ला जो बोलता है सब एक्सेप्ट करते. That is why with all their negativity, their religion grows. Because they don't give chance to their children to think. In Hinduism, we never tell the children and allow them to wildly think and illogically think and disrespect, disregard our religion. Therefore, the worst any of the people of the religion are there are Hindus only, that they have no respect at all, no value at all, especially the youth. Among the youth going to school, college, who are millions in number, how many go to satsang? How many go to temple? How many have to at least do namaskar to the Lord in their house in the puja room? Because from childhood they are not saktly told strongly. Get up, take bath, first do namaskar to the Lord. Shut up, don't ask. That's it. You keep doing it. I am ordering you. ऐसा हमने किया नहीं उसको. अगर उसको if see, it's an immature level. We all are even at the age of 100, 200 also we are immature, no doubt. At that young image, if you strongly don't tell them to do, they won't get the habit of doing those good things. Then the biggest logic is बचपन से मैंने किया ही नहीं, अब मैं कहाँ से शुरू करूँ? When I'm habituated to not doing, it is difficult to start doing, isn't it? That's a different. That's why, as they grow in age, youngsters, nobody in the world, including God, can tell them. And the other justifications, we are busy in studies, we are busy in our career. अरे गधा, ये क्या है फिर? Is it helps you in making a career only, all this spirituality. But he doesn't want to accept it. Some of them understand, but they are sufficiently weak enough not to take an initiative. In the same way, in our own selves, if we start compromising with our sadhana, if we are not strong enough, we will keep on giving it up. One of the things helps us is surrendering to our Guru. He is telling, I am doing that. Such people grow very fast. Because लगातार कर रहे हैं क्योंकि गुरु ने कहा बस. Those who don't have Guru Bhakti, one sometime when they are inspired, they do. Other day not inspired, they don't do, which is tough. Because we are not at such higher level of commanding our life, our vasanas, our samskaras, our prarabdhas, and do the sadhana in spite of that. करना तो वही है finally. Even a Guru Bhakta will be brought to that level only by the Guru. Guru never makes any disciple permanently depend on him. It's a headache to him, isn't it? But this is what helps us. In all, never compromise with our sadhanas. बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जिंदगी में याद रखो. From how many lives of struggles, prayers, blessings that we have come to this level. That is what in every of the Shastra in the beginning it is told. जंतूनां नरजन्म दुर्लभम पुंस्त्वं विप्रता तस्मात् वैदिक धर्म मार्ग परता विद्वत्वम अस्मात् परम स्वात्मानात्म विवेचनम स्वनुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थिति मुक्तिर्नो शत जन्म कोटि सुकृतैः पुण्यैः विना न लभ्यते. शत जन्म कोटि सुकृतैः पुण्यैः विना, हजारों करोड़ों जन्म के पुण्य से ही these spiritual inclinations come. It has come, we are doing. But if this is not reminded, that because of so many lives of punya we have come, and this is the greatest path, and we have to continue it. If we don't remind ourselves of this, if we don't allow the gurus to inspire us in this, again we may start compromising. Once we start compromising with our sadhanas, अब क्लास को आना बंद कर दिए, घर में पुस्तक पढ़ना बंद कर दिए, and we are intelligent to ask those gurus who to maintain us as their disciples, tell us what we want them to tell. Swamiji, I don't want to come to class. What do you say? Shut up, you must come to class. That is a great guru, not me. I cannot say that. मैं तो कहता हूँ आपकी मेहरबानी है ताओ, इसमें तो मेरा आत्म कल्याण हो रहा है ना, आपका तो नहीं है, ऐसा मैं हूँ. But there are some gurus, you have no choice at all. Just come. Lucky hai if they have such guru. Isn't it? Or we have to ask what to do. Isn't just continue, that's it. You are in right path. So compromise nahi karna. Never ever compromise with sadhanas. Okay. Third is very important. What is sadhana again? Simple thing. You know, yesterday or the other day we have seen it in another angle. Today we'll see some other angle. What is it is? Actually, what is sadhya? Depending on that is the sadhana. Na? Sadhya is what? Experience of divine. Okay? Sadhya, the goal, is experience of divine. If the experience of divine is the goal, then what should be the sadhana? So simple. Divinizing every experience. That's it. Listen carefully. If experiencing divine is the goal, divinizing every experience is called as the sadhana. Simple it is. Let everything be divinized from this moment onwards. Anna, how to divinize my entire personality? This is the goal from today. That's what in the Prahlada stories, in all of them we will see. We are Prahlada ji says so beautifully, etc. In Tulsi Ramayana, everywhere we see. Each Shastra puts the same thing but in different language. है ना? In the Prahlada's language, the language is in a different way. He says the hands which we do not doesn't do the puja of the Lord, they are the hands of the dead body. The eyes which do not see the form of the Lord, like are the eyes of the Morpanka. The ears which do not listen to the Lord's kirtana are the holes for the snakes to stay. The tongue which doesn't talk the name of Lord but something else it speaks is like the sound of a frog. है ना? This is one way somewhere said. Another state has directly said, Vani Gunanu Kathane Shravanam Kirtane. In that way, in another text it is said directly. You are given a Vani to take the name of the Lord. You are given the ears to listen to Lord's glory. Said is same, way is different. And what's the meaning of all of that? Is only one thing, divinizing our personality. हमें दिव्य अनुभव पाना है, हमें अपने आप को दिव्य करना है, क्योंकि हम अपने आप का ही अनुभव पाते हैं हर पल. So therefore, how to divinize my tongue, my speech, how to divinize my nostrils, how to divinize my eyes, how to divinize my ears, faculties we are talking about, how to divinize my hands and legs, how to divinize my prana shakti, how to divinize my mana, how to divinize my buddhi, how to divinize my vasanas. This is our goal. I am leaving with you with a question. I will not answer them. Think about it. So to whatever I see is to be divinized. How? Why? Because everything basically is divine only. Because of wrong understanding, wrong vision, wrong practice, in the place of divine, we are just visualizing undivine. You know that great poet's poem that when a flower blossoms on a plant or a fruit comes on a tree, the Lord is telling us to recognize His glory, His power through that. Look at this from the earth by sucking all those things. I, staying in the tree, bring out this beautiful flower. Do you understand my glory, my greatness? Now be my devotee. The Lord, with every fruit and flower, indicates His power to us so that we become His devotee. And you and I, misinformed, every fruit and flower seen, the bhogi in us is created. We think it is for us only. We don't see the glory of the tree, which is bringing out that fruit or flower. We don't see the glory of the earth, in which, in the bija rupa, there is a fruit and flower. We don't see the divine, who is permeating entire earth. Because we are never informed. We are never given a right positive training. The positive training is what? Anything seen in the world is the Lord only. That is what is Vibhuti Yoga. 10th chapter of Gita, 7th chapter, 9th chapter. How many Vibhutis were told to us? What is the Vibhuti? All is Paramatma only. That practice. Because all is Paramatma basically. But we were misguided for long, many, many lives. How many of you are teaching your children, grandchildren to look at everything as divine? Never, because we never ourselves practiced. Then without that practice, how can we divinize the world? So when the divinity is our goal, then the sadhana also is to divinize everything. How to make my Vani Divya? Isn't it? Throughout the day talking only about the worldly things. How can the Vani becomes divine? When it goes on chanting Bhagavan Nama, Bhagavan Stotra, Bhagavad Guna, then it becomes divine. And see the eyes. What are the things it's watching? Isn't it? Have we seen the Lord's Divya Rupa? And the whole Prakriti has his own expression. कैसा आंखों के द्वारा मन बुद्धि को हम संसारमय बना रहे हैं. It's all, please remember, only one thing, vision. Only one thing in spirituality or in life is vision, drushti. Divya drushti vas. Divyam dadamite chakshu pashyame yoga maheshwar. I will give you divine vision with which you will see me immanent, you will see me transcendental. Yogam and Aishwara. Yoga sthiti is the Lord alone in everything. Aishwarya sthiti is in the Lord everything is there. It is his Ishwarata. So that Divya Chakshu we have to develop. Vision and divine vision. Divinizing ourselves. Isn't it? And simple sadhana चलो बोल ही देता हूँ मैं बाकी आप होमवर्क करो. For whom you are doing whatever you are doing with your faculties, that decides whether we are becoming divinized or we are becoming undivine. So everything when we do for Paramatma through all our faculties, we are divinizing ourselves. Bas. सारे ज्ञानेन्द्रिय कर्मेंद्रिय अंतःकरण throughout the day are only for the Paramatma. Naturally, all that becomes divya. Not doing it, something else we do. We make the whole personality Maika, Prapanchika, Samsarika. Okay, 2, 3 very important thoughts we discussed today. Sometimes, though we call it as a common sense thought, but it is very, very powerful, very, very spiritual. So today's all the three are important. Never yield, never compromise, continuously divinize. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ओम येरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं वदवाक्यप्रमाणदः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षप्राप्ति सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगति सनातनसंस्थापकानां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् समस्तमन्दिरादीनामवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्राध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुशाश्वतसमूलनिर्मूलनं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च वैदिक ऐन्दव संस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठा विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठा अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्तिद्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य शङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः. Just chant mantras 4, 5, 6. ॐ यो देवानां प्रभवश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वादिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं जनयामास पूर्वं स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तु या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूः अघोरा अपापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवा शन्तमया. Sorry. Fourth chapter, no? अजामेकां लोहितशुक्लकृष्णां बह्वीः प्रजाः सुजमानां स्वरूपाः अजो हे को जुषमाणोऽनुशेते जहात्येनां भुक्तभोगामजोऽन्यः घासुपर्णा सयुजा सखायां समानं वृक्षं परिशस्व जाते तयोरन्यः विप्पलं स्वादुवत्ति अनश्नन्नन्यो अभिचाकशेति समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नः अनीशया शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यत्यन्यमीशम् अस्य महिमानमिति वीतशोकः. Tomorrow we'll see the meaning. Now the ninth mantra. Om Chandamsi Yajnaha Kratavo Vratani Bhutam Bhavyam Yacha Vedaha Vadanti Asman Mayi Srujate Vishwametato Tasmin Shanyo Mayaya Sanniruddha. One of the highly mystical, deep meaning wala shloka this is. Difficult to digest, difficult to go into the depths of its understanding. So, the literal meaning is three things are told here. One is, these are the things which we see. Authority to that is the Vedas. Second is, all of that is created by this Mayi Paramatma. Third, having created, he himself gets identified with what he has created, then gets bound. He alone gets identified with what he creates and gets bound. Okay. Gets bound both in Samashti as well as Vyashti. As a Samashti, he gets bound as an Ishvara. What is Ishvara's bondage? From our side, he has no bondage. But from his side, he'll have to do the Srishti Sthiti Laya. Even though he realizes he is Brahman, yet he is doing this or not. Yeah, तो फिर bondage हो गया. And same Ishvara Paramatma as a Jiva also gets bound. Sanniruddha Asmin. Okay. Then the root of the beginning of the bondage. Everywhere in the whole world. At the spiritual highest height level, so too in the world. The root of the bondage is only one thing. If you can catch it, if it clicks, we are so lucky. We are being blessed. The root of all things is Anyata Vas. It is both way. I identify with this set of upadhis, settled in it, and start looking from that standpoint. Therefore, everything else appears to be Anya. Or I start seeing myself something Anya from that. Then to maintain that Anyata, I look for identifying with something. Then I find these upadhis, identify. This way or that way, the beginning of all samasyas at the international cosmic level outside, in the internal mind intellect, in the Adhyatmic way, is Anyata Vas. That Anyata in other language is called Dvaitam. That's the beginning of all samsara. And why it comes? Because this Advaitam you are not knowing. If you know that Ananya Tattva, there is no Anya, there is no samsara. So how we create and maintain our Jiva Bhava and Safa? By maintaining the Anyata. Anyata means two-ness. Two-ness basically I and something other than me. There is no I and something other than me. There is only one substrate. But do we see from substratum like ये घड़ा अलग है, ये गमला अलग है? Anyata. Are they really different? But we see it. For whatever reasons, purposes, you justify them. But we are seeing both problem. The gada is different from matka, gamla is different from gada, and both are different from mud. This is sarasar ignorance. Neither of them are other than mud, nor they are each other other than each other. See? Just because the value given to the utility, etc., vyavahara, the substratum, that the all are one without second, the basic thing we are forgetting. Very, very important thought. It is the crux of entire Vedantic mission, right? So, Bhashyam, Chandamsi, Uparahita. Sir, Chandans means Rugyeju Samatarana Veda. Yajnaha Uparahita Yajnas. Kratavaha Rupa Sahita. Yupa Sahita. Vratani Ja Kruchra Chandrayanadi Vratani. Bhuta means past. Bhavya means future. Yad iti tayor madhya varti vartamana shuchayati. So trikala. Bhuta bhavishyat vartamana kala. Okay. Cha shabdaha samuchayartha. All the above things said and unsaid things. Yajnadi sadhye karmani prapanche bhutadau cha vedaha eva manam iti etat. Okay. Here I have to just explain one or two things. That it is the Vedas, when we deeply study, that the Kala, its division into three, and that arrival of the Kala, then the Yajnadi Kratus, Yajnadis, then Kratu, or all of them, along with their purposes, are revealed to us. Again, I am saying, वेदम पढ़ते हैं तभी इन सब का उद्देश्य पूरा समझ में आता है. Therefore, Vedas are said to be the authority, the pramanam for all of them. That is why Vedaha Vadanti is said. So, what is Veda? Bhagavan's, given manual guidance for us as to how to look at this world as we see it. What purpose we have to look at it. Okay? All that information is contained in the Veda. तो यज्ञ करने को, क्रतु करने को, और what do you call it, व्रत करने को, and then bhuta influences the vartamana. What you do vartamana influences in the bhavishyat. All of this knowledge, where is it hidden in the Vedas? Vedas are the knowledge expression of the Lord. But Swamiji, in the other world, the Western side, they don't study Vedas, no. In this life, they might not be studying. In the earlier life, they studied. In one of the life, they were in Sanatana Dharma. They were in some Gurukula. Some gurus have taught them. Those samskaras they carry. Every Western philosopher is Eastern in one or the other part of that life. Then, actually go a little deeper. There is no West-East difference. Only the Rishi Parampara basically is there, which is started from by Paramatma, who are the custodians of this knowledge. Language may differ later on. They appear to be born somewhere else. Any prophet of any religion, later on that is. In the earlier time, those are Janam Pehle ya Kabhi, they have been in that Sanatana Dharma only. Everybody will have to. Because that's the beginning of the Jnanam. That's the beginning of the Vedas. Yahi sab start hua na? Veda and Jnana are same. So, Yajna, Kratu, Vrata, Bhuta, Bhavya, Bhavishyat. In that Kala, the Phala of this Yajna, Kratu, Adi done, properly done, improperly done, not done. All of that Vedas are the authority for. So Veda tells us what are the possible things that can be achieved. Narakabi you can achieve, Adho Yoni you can achieve, Urdhalokas you can achieve, Swarga you can achieve, Moksha you can achieve. Same Vedas tell us how each are achieved. Yajnadi sadhye karmani, Yajnadi sadhya karmani means yajnadi karma which are told to us to do to achieve some sadhya. There is this world sukha or the other world sukha in whatever the way. कोई किसी को through objects the sukha, but some people through the power, through the domination, through the leadership. Each one seeks sukha in one way or the other. They are called sadhya. And to reach out to that sadhya, we have to do the karma. They are called sadhya karma. They are called yajnadi. So yajnadi sadhya karmani. Then prapanche bhutadav. Prapancha mein the pancha mahabhuta. And from them only, through mutual combination, the whole world has come. And before that Panchamahabhutas, they were in Tanmatras. Before the Tanmatra Sthiti, they were in Trigunatma Sthiti. Before Trigunatma Sthiti, they were in Mula Prakriti Sthiti. Before the Mula Prakriti, it was in undifferentiated form with the Lord. Who talks about all this? Veda Pramanam. Veda eva manam means pramanam. Iti etat. Manam ko aage pura karo, prayad karo, it becomes pramanam. Now, yat shabdah sarvatra sambandhate. Yat करके जो यत मीन जो यज्ञ है, जो क्रतु है, जो क्या कहते हैं व्रत है, जो भूत भविष्य वर्तमान है, जिन सबको के लिए वेद प्रमाण है. Okay, up to this is understood. All of that, the pramana yukta Veda and all the things which are pramanita by Veda, all of them. Asmat prakrutad aksharaha brahmanaha. From this Brahman, who is the subject matter of our Upanishads, from him only Purvaktam Sarvam Utpatyate. So from the Brahma, the Vedas have come. From the Vedas, all this Jnanam has come about the presence of the Yajna Yaga Kratu for different purposes. Okay, so Asmat Prakrutad Aksharat Brahmanaha Purvaktam Sarvam Utpadyate iti Sambandha. This is the main sentence to be understood. From the pure Brahman only, the Vedas. Vedas are the authority for everything else. All of them have come from Brahman. Clear, be very clear about this first point. Now, the second is very, very subtle, very, very crucial. As we were saying in the beginning of this study, we were saying, no, ये वाला थोड़ा mystical श्लोक है, वो यहाँ बताते. What is it? A question asked. कि अविकारी ब्रह्मणः. See, Brahman is avikari or nirvikari. Means as he is always, he never gets modified. If he is Sat, he is Sat only. He is Chit, Chit only. He is Ananta, he is Ananta only. Sat never becomes Asat, Chit never becomes Jada, Ananta never becomes Sant. He is never Vikari. So, Avikari Brahmana. The Brahman who is Avikari, Katham Prapancha Upadanatvam. How he becomes the Upadana for the Prapancha? That you said no, everything is from that Brahman. When you say from, that from becomes Upadana. Like from the mud the pot came, so the mud becomes Upadana. From the gold ornaments came, so the gold becomes the Upadana. So from Brahman, all of them came, means Brahma becomes Upadana. How come Brahma became Upadana? Because to bring out something, that Upadana, whichever it is, has to get modified. Like for making the mud into pot, the mud has to get some modification. Okay? That it has to be added with water, then it should become a lump, then it should become moldable, then it should be able to stick onto that wheel, isn't it? They're all the necessary modifications in the mud while it's becoming appearing as pot. Even though it appears as pot, still throughout it the mud alone is there, no doubt. But moldability तो है ना मड में, नहीं तो बनेगा pot नहीं. Brahma में that moldability is not there to appear as this world. That's the point. Because this upadana तो नहीं हो सकता ब्रह्म में, because he is avikari. Avikari brahmanah katham prapancha upadanatvam. When he remains as he himself, how he has become upadana? Because he is avikari. Big discussion it is. Big thought. Very, very powerful it is. So, answer is without becoming upadana or without becoming modified, yet upadanatva is kalpita on him, then the never existing Rupanamatmaka entire Jagat or the above said things are, listen carefully, projected on him. By whom? A Vilakshana thing which is called as the Maya, which is his own Shakti. Maya is not an object, please remember. It's a Shakti. Yeah. Like I am pulling a truck or any two wheeler. So I am pulling it with my Shakti. Shakti, is it an object? It's something which is inexplicable power. Without me, that Shakti of mine cannot be. I am Shaktiman, that is my Shakti. When I need it, I invoke it and I pull that vehicle or pull something. But itself, it has none of its existence, like I am speaking. This speech is not an object. It is a Shakti, becomes unmanifest when I don't speak. So, am I a speaker? So, am I a speaker? No, I am a self. But to me and to you all, as a speaker, how I am appearing? Is it because my Shakti, which without changing me to become a speaker, making me appear as a speaker? I am appearing as a speaker. I am not becoming a speaker that I have lost my identity. है बात समझ में? I don't become speaker to lose my individuality. If it is so, if I should continue to be a speaker. I should not become a listener then. Isn't it? If I am becoming listener means I gave up being a speaker. Therefore, the speakerness has not a transformation in me, but a projection on me. Isn't it? And the listener also projection on me. Because something else I am becoming next moment. One cannot become so many. One is one only. Then what are all these things projected on him? Like a man cannot become husband, cannot become father, cannot become son, etc. No, if he becomes one, he cannot be the other. Because he has become it, like the milk became curd. No, it cannot become again the milk or anything else. So then what is a husband on him, man, is a projection. What is a father? It's a projection. What's an officer? It's a projection. Isn't it? In him, that Shakti is there to behave like a husband, to behave like father. But he is none of them, huh? They are projected on him. Can you understand it? He, the man, without himself changing his manhood, appears to be husband or father because of his power inside him. Through the conditionings of wife or son, whatever. Think about it. Can you catch this subtle point? That's why I said it's a mystical sloka. We have only seen the Prashna aspect, huh? The Uttara aspect of Bhagavan Adi Shankara we are seeing now. So, avikari brahmanaha katham upadanatvam, prapancha upadanatvam piti अतः आह ये प्रश्न आता है उसका आंसर है इन द थर्ड लाइन मायी इति है ना अस्मात् मायी सृजते विश्वमेततु तस्मात् प्रकृतात् ब्रह्मणः that Brahma has become Upadana. From the Brahman, the above things have come. But the Brahman cannot be modified. How did he become Upadana then? Mayi iti answer. Therefore, listen this next sentence, which will explain exhaustively tomorrow. Kutasthasya api. Even though the Brahman is Kutastha, Kutavat tishtati means like an anvil. When you put a heated rod on it and beat that heated rod, that gets molded, that gets expanded. But the anvil never changes. That never changing aspect of that anvil is called Kutavat Tishtati, Kutastha. Everywhere like that. The base on which things are done, that doesn't change. हम कपड़े इस्त्री कर रहे हो तो जो टेबल होता है it is कूटस्थ. On that you put kapda and do this ironing. Any example that day anvil that have the example because स्वर्णकार स्वर्ण से आभूषण बना रहे and then लोहकार लोह से आयुध बना रहा है. So that's a common scene everywhere seen. Therefore that example. That every day he is making so many ornaments, he is making so many instruments on which on that anvil by hitting it. But the anvil is remaining same. Therefore the Brahman is compared with that anvil for our understanding. Kutastha means kutavat tishtati iti. So kutasthasya api, even though Brahman is like anvil, kutastha never changes because he is avikari. Avikari and kutastha are same. Because that kuta never changes. Kutavat tishtati, like kuta. So, kutastasya api, now next word is swashakti vashatu. Because of his own shakti, which is called as Maya, swashakti vashat sarva srashtrutvam upapannam ityetato. To that Paramatma, the srashtrutva, that he has become srushtikarta by being the upadana karana as well as the nimitta karana because of his shakti. He appears to be. So, what is the Maya Shakti of Paramatma? Without touching Paramatma, without modifying him, makes him appear as Upadana and Nimitta Karana for the whole Jagat, full of Rupanama, which is only Mayika. So, what we see is the Jagat. Jagat is of Rupanama. Who is the Adhisthana of the Jagat? Paramatma. Is Paramatma modifiable? No. Then Paramatma, without getting modified, avikari kutastha. How he is appearing as this Jagat? That's called Maya. Everywhere it is. And a wood remaining as wood, is it not appearing as a chair? Wood, has it become iron when it is molded into chair? वो तो wood wood की तरह ही है ना. The basic substrating remaining same. Because of this carpenter's Maya Shakti inside, he is making it appear as the chair. So, chair is the product. And what is the adhisthana for it? What is the upatana karan for it? The wood. Did the wood modify? No, wood is avikari. Yet appearing as chair. Wood ही है ना? Isn't it? And the difference between the example of the wood and Brahman is wood at least little moldable. कि उसको काट के उसको sawing करके then you nail it, then it gets the shape of the what do you call the chair. Brahman is not that way made into pieces and then joined and then the world has come out of it. ऐसा हुआ नहीं ब्रह्म में, वो यथावत वैसे ही है. That is the power of Maya, making the thing like it's just like a TV screen. The TV screen remains as it is. But on that, when you put on and put a channel, see the whole movie is projected with all its colors, with all the people there, with all their actions, movements. हर एक चीज उस पे प्रोजेक्टेड है कि नहीं without changing the screen at all. Screen is not becoming red when there is a blood or not becoming a black when it's a smoke. ऐसा हो रहा है क्या? वो चेंज नहीं हो रहा बट उसके ऊपर प्रोजेक्शन हो रहा है. In the same way, Brahman doesn't change, but taking him as Upadana, the Maya Shakti makes the world appear. That is the beauty of this. Kutastasyapi swashakti vashad sarvasrashtutvam upamannam ityetat. So therefore, what is there we see is nothing but Kutastha Brahma only. But seeing through Maya, the Maya at our individual level is all our upadhis, mainly mind. Mind and indriyas are the Maya Krita, which are making us see and accept the Brahman as this Jagat. और इसका जन्म जन्म से आदत हो रहा है हो गया therefore we are not second or further thinking, we took it as real. Then we consult others who are equally under the influence of Maya or mind. So they also say yes, yes, yes. तो सब मिलकर इस जगत को हम सत्य मान रहे हैं. Whereas on deeper inquiry, the substratum of the jagat is Brahman who is निर्विकारी और अविकारी. वाह! देखो ये है बाबा, ये बात पकड़ में आने के लिए we have to study Vedanta. That the Brahman remaining intact, his own power at the totality called as Maya, is projecting the world, and at individual level, the mind is Maya only, projecting the individual world, my world for me. What I am seeing is Brahman only. But my mind, backed by my vasanas, my habits, and helped by Indriyas, seeing this Rupa Namatmaka Jagat. But what I am seeing is the Adhisthana, the Satchidana, the Brahma only. Because remove the Sat from anything, it doesn't stay only. Remove the Chit from anything, it cannot be known only. Something should exist, something should be known. Only then something else can be done after that, isn't it? कि टमाटर काटना है, पहले टमाटर होना है वहां, फिर वो मुझे दिखना है, तभी जाकर मैं काटूंगा ना. If the existence is removed from tomato, it is non-existing. Then how can you cut it? If the consciousness is removed from tomato, it's not seen. Then how can you cut it? So I use the tomato to cut and make a vegetable. That's all secondary. Primarily, it should exist, and I should see it. So that existence and consciousness is called Brahman. Remove that, nothing of the Jagat remains. But that's not seen, because that's not an object. It's only through intellect it is apprehended, and on the seat of meditation, through the Anvaya Vyatireka Paddhati, that's called Nididhyasanam, it is experienced. We can see the tomato with the eyes. We can feel our love for the tomato with the mind. But we cannot see the Satchidananda of the tomato with the eyes or the mind. It is experienced only on the seat of meditation. But intellectually it can be understood. Tomato cannot exist without existence in it. Or any other vegetable or fruit or flower or objects or people. None of them exist without existence, because without existence they are non-existent. What Vedanta says is, first recognize the existence in all of them as yourself. Therefore, what is existing is you as an existence. On that, the whole world is projected to play, not to get lost into samsara, forgetting the substrat. So, कि अविकारी ब्रह्मणः कथं प्रपंच उपादानत्वम् इति अत आह मायि इति कूटस्थस्यापि स्वशक्तिवशात् सर्वस्रष्टृत्वम् उपपन्नमिति एतत्. So Vishwam Purvokta Prapancham Srujate Utpadeti. The whole Prapancha which was said is Srujate means Utpadeti means projected. Because of the Maya Shakti. By the Paramatma. The Paramatma with Maya Shakti is Ishvara. Paramatma without Maya Shakti is pure Brahman. So these are the few things. Parabrahma, pure. Is Maya Shakti. Now is Ishvara. With his Maya Shakti, this Ishvara only, without changing that Brahman, staying as it is, makes him as the Upadana Nimitta, from where this Jagat, which is never existing, never real, is made to appear and made to feel that it is real and it is important and I must get it and I must go for it. Like from the waking comparison dream. In the dream में जो आइसक्रीम है, जो दुकान है, हम जाते हैं, खरीदते हैं, खाते हैं, हाथ से फिसल गया और एक लिया हमने. How realistic it was in the dream. But when you wake up, where is the ice cream lorry or ready or trolley? Where is the ice cream seller? Where is that money, or you took up UPI or you paid him? Where is you have taken that ice cream? You said, नहीं ये वाला नहीं, वो वाला फ्लेवर दो. उसने दिया वो. पूछा भी आपने उससे, ये बढ़िया है क्या? सब ये बहुत बढ़िया है. आप खा के देखो और एक मांगोगे. Really? आप कहते हो, you're really very good and next day will have it. So much interactions happen in dream. But उठ के देखो तो, so too in Jagrata Avastha, so many experiences are happening. But awaken to the Brahman and see, they are like a dream. This is what pure Vedanta. And to digest it, long time of listening, contemplation, like our Bhagavan Shivji tells to Garuda. So much you have to do the Shravana, then only you will be able to understand Paramatma, my dear. That's what it is going to Kagmosundi in Tulsira. So we have started listening. When we keep on listening relentlessly, the subtlety starts coming. Once the Sukshmata comes in our understanding, then we will see what Vedanta is saying. It starts becoming obvious to us that everything is Brahman. All these are just project. Then when it's projected, how can you give value to it? The moment that's understood, whole samsara is just like that withers away. Like when we wake up in that fraction of moment, the entire dream with all its anubhava withers away, goes away. कितना भयंकर अनुभव हो या सुख वाला अनुभव हो, moment we wake up, in a moment only all gone. That's called the moment of awakening. So too, when we awaken to that self, at that moment, whole samsara goes away. Our Shastras and Gurus are telling us to reach to that. Thank you. Om, 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 Om. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamas. This and next two shlokas are very crucial. Please, we'll pay full attention to digest every word and every sentence. Now join for Gita study.